Hey everyone. So, as you've definitely heard by now, because there's probably been a million videos made about this very subject, we lost a great person to the end of 2021, Betty White. And I know that there, like I said, is probably just, the internet's flooded with people shouting out her. I felt that I would be remiss if I did not, because I've loved her for quite a while. She has is probably known by some of the older generation from the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She's probably known from the youngest generation, probably only from her hosting Saturday Night Live. The majority of people probably know her from the Golden Girls, but she is somebody that actually broke the Guinness Book of World Records for the longest career on screen. So 80 full years of just being a great actress and wonderful person, considering how long she's been in the spotlight. And even though she grew up in the generation where, I'm not going to say that racism was okay, but it definitely wasn't as frowned upon as it was, thankfully, today. Um, I'm glad that we're making progress, but obviously, there's something to be said for someone that grew up in that generation and you don't hear about any comment that they made, any recall of a tweet, someone that has just been on the right side of history for the whole time. So, um, now, having said that, I don't think that if somebody grew up in, say, a racist household, that should be held against them for their entire life. There are people that grow up thinking a certain way and then they learn the error of their ways. I actually know there's I can't remember his name at the moment, but there's a black man that has actually convinced a lot of Ku Klux Klan members to give up their robes. So people can change. So if someone is from that generation and they are or were racist rather, that shouldn't be held against them for their whole life. But it is also a great example of you shouldn't excuse somebody who is still currently racist because, oh, that was just the generation they grew up in. Well, so did she. And not only was she not racist, but one of my favorite stories about her, and it's been tweeted and retweeted multiple times, but if you haven't caught on, when she had her show, she had on a black tap dancer, and they producers did not want her to have them on. She said something along the lines of "tough, deal with it," and in fact extended his time on her show, and that actually got it canceled pretty quickly afterwards. And I think my favorite thing about that story is that when somebody tweeted this to make the world know, hey, this is something that Mary Tyler Moore did, she tweeted back saying, "What can I say? I am one badass bitch." And I think that just that one little story alone is pretty much the majority of what you need to know about the late great Betty White. She's a treasure, great sense of humor. She was in a lot of comedies, but also a great just actress in general, and also a wonderful human being. And I know that thankfully, because of social media and everything just being downloaded to the internet, that if you kind of vaguely recognize her and you wanted to do a deep dive, there are so many YouTube clips and like I mentioned, the Saturday Night Live episode. I'm sure that a lot of her shows are in syndication. She's just a beautiful woman, a beautiful soul, and I want to. It's funny because I see a lot of people saying, "Well, that was just a perfect way to end 2021 with a crappy year," and it ended with her dying on the final day. And I look at it completely the opposite. I feel like if she had had a choice and when she had to go, because obviously if she was going to go soon, I feel like she would have chosen to go on the last day of 2021 so that we didn't start the year 2022 on a crappy note of being one of the first couple of days of 2022, and that we lose Betty White would have just really. I know people place a lot of importance on New Year, new beginnings. It's just a date. It's something that we made up as far as rotation of the Earth around the sun. But we do place some importance on it, and I do feel like it helps if we can start a year off right. And her kind of closing out 2021 as confirmation that it was a crappy year, but starting 2022, not only without it being a death of hers, within the first couple of days, but I also love that they already had a magazine published and ready to go out with celebrating her 100-year anniversary. I feel like her sense of humor, she would absolutely love just being a bit of a troll on on having the magazine be like, okay, well, we kind of prematurely did that, but it's still going to be a great piece. I'm sure where it celebrates, all 100 years. So I think that's going to be a great read, and I can't wait. But yeah, just like how I put out when Norm Macdonald passed, uh, knowing that this was probably just going to get buried, but I just would like to be part of the overwhelming community of Betty White lovers in the ether, and that if by some weird random algorithm this happens to be the one that you stumble upon, it's definitely worth looking into. She, like I said, was a great person and will be very much missed. But I want people to not look at it as a depressing way. I actually kind of like it. I think I saw somebody had in their head canon that no, what actually happened was just like Gandalf with the Balrog, that she's the one that brought 2021 to an end with like a "you shall not pass" moment where she went down with 2021 to make sure that all of the crappiness is going to be gone. Um, and what's great is that now a lot of tweets have been resurfacing where it's actually been a running joke that overdue isn't the word to say, that she's cheated death for quite a while, to the point where there's memes of Death knocking on the door saying, "Hey, Betty White," and Betty White cocking a shotgun saying, "Hey, Death," and then Death just slowly closing the door saying, "Just checking in on you." Or that the Queen and Betty White are just having this contest of like who's going to kick it first, and just put a lot of things that now seem really dark in retrospect about how the fact that she just never seemed to die. It makes it a very dark, humorous, one in retrospect when she actually has passed. But I just love that that was an ongoing joke where it's like, we still have Betty White, and that is a great thing. So it did finally happen, but I'm glad that she lived a, a long life. I'm glad that she lived a whole life, a fulfilling life, a great life, a life that was good, a great example of how to be a good person, and especially during some not so great times. She was doing that well before there was even that controversy with the Star Trek interracial kiss and stuff. She was already pushing back, and proud of it too, with that tweet saying that she's a badass bitch. I agree. Betty White, you were a badass bitch. You will be missed, but not forgotten. And I hope that if you're not familiar, that you get familiar, because that's the best immortality, is to continue to be remembered by the people that are still kicking. So thank you so much for all of the entertainment, and I I hope that there's something beyond that you're looking down, seeing that you were appreciated, even though I'm pretty sure that she knew during her lifetime that she was, you know. So that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, rest in peace.